Hey Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers, welcome to our stream tonight. Tonight, Joe and I are both here and we're going to be going over some heart baskets that we made for our kids and some of the different things that we grabbed from Found It on Amazon to place into those cute little heart baskets. I've been posting about this for the past couple of weeks. I've also got some, as you can see right here on the storefront, some curations for different types of Valentine's Day gifts. I'm not a huge fan on gifting candy at Valentine's Day. Sometimes I'm okay if Joe gets flowers. I just feel like my kiddos are getting enough candy from school. They definitely don't need a lot of candy and treats from me as well. So these are all non-candy and non-flower type gifts that we're going to be going over today. I'm going to go ahead and switch over so you guys can see Joe as well. Say hello. Joe. And we are excited to be here with you guys. We have not been on live for a couple of weeks now. We've had a lot of stuff going on. We've been working with a ton of different brands, and so we've been working with getting content made for them, getting it out there, meeting all of our deadlines, and so on and so forth. So we are happy to be back on our regular time, which is Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Amazon Live. Hopefully we can keep that time slot open and be back here with you each time. So thank you guys who have already started following. I really appreciate it. So does Joe as well. So here we go. We're going to get into this. I'm going to kick us off tonight. I have gotten a lot of comments about this across social media. I have posted it a couple of times already on different platforms, and everyone keeps asking me where I got it, where it came from, because they've not been able to find it because they did sell out for a little bit, and now tonight I saw that they're back. So this is the basket that I got for my kiddos. You can see that it does have like a little handle on this side. We're going to be placing everything down in here. We have everything kind of spread out tonight that we're showing you, but everything that we're giving to them for Valentine's Day will go into this little tote basket right here. And what's great about that is they can also use it in their room as well to store things, maybe even some of the things that we're going to be gifting them. It's a really, really great quality tote. It is both pink and white, and then has the nice little plush heart right there on the front. So these are fantastic. This is what we're going to be talking about that we're filling. So let's go ahead and get into all the little goodies that we're putting inside of those. Joe's going to start us off with what's going into our oldest basket. There we go. First,
it's the Itty Bitty Princess Kitty collection number 3. And my little one, my oldest little one, loves these books. We actually just finished one of the other books in the series that's about some sort of ice sculpture festival that we just finished. It's like a chapter book, so you could read one short chapter every night or a couple short chapters every night before bed, and she likes it. And it's something that, needless to say, both of them are fighting over now because both of them want the books. It's very easy to read. So if you have a first grader or second grader that's, learning to read or learning to read more complex stories, it's a good nighttime book for them to try and read to you, because sometimes she'll read a page and then I'll read a page. I'll show you what kind of the books they look like. It's got,
there's
little illustrations on the inside, so there are pictures, and it's all very, very short sentences and smaller words for the most part, so it's easier for them to read.
Well, and one thing that I want to note about that, so we have a first grader. Her cousin is in second grade, and her cousin is the one who initially sent her one of these books because it was her favorite books to read as well. And I think I've seen these all the way up to the third grade reading level. So this is something that if you get them interested in, like some of the earlier Itty Bitty Kitty books, like this collection, that they can read for years and then feel like they got to read like a whole series of book, like a big kid, right? So these are really, really cute. My daughter absolutely loves them. And this next thing, they just have different animals in these. And here lately, it's been very, very cold where we live. And so they've been requesting these at night.
So this is the Octopus Warmie. So we got a couple of different ones upstairs, different sizes, different animals, but this is the octopus one. I think it actually belonged to my older one initially.
They switched.
And then they switched because the older one wanted a turtle and the younger one wanted an octopus.
Yes.
But, you could put them in, I think these are the ones. Yes, these are the ones that have pieces of lavender inside it. So when you heat it up, it not only heats, I don't know if it's rice or a rice-like material on the inside, that's what it feels like, but it's also got lavender scent in there, and it smells really good. 30 seconds to 60 seconds in a microwave, and then, it'll stay warm for a bit of time. It's not going to burn them if you have it in under a minute, but it's really nice for them.
Yeah, I think on the tag it says no more than 90 seconds. And I've even done these larger ones at 90 seconds for, because they make all different sizes. And it's like, you can feel that it's warm. It's not going to burn them or anything like that.
It's got ratings. If you have a 850 to 1000 watt, microwave,
Correct.
60 seconds, 600 to 800 watt, 90 seconds. But we usually in the 30 to 60 second range.
I did try it at 90 just to see if it was going to overheat and get hot, just in case anybody asked me that question tonight. And honestly, it just felt really nice. I mean, I have stolen these. My oldest has the turtle as well, and I have stolen the turtle before just to kind of put on my lower back and like lean back on it just to have a little bit of warmth back there before. But they smell amazing, and they're just really cute little things to kind of put down into a Love Day basket and kind of have peeking up out of there for them to be able to see that. So I think that they're cute.
I think you have the next few, so I'm going to go run and put the little man away.
Okay, Joe's going to go worry about our little dog upstairs, because both the girls decided to come down here and play right outside this room. So if you do hear them, I am the ketosis mom. You're going to hear my kids. This whole thing is your understanding. I have a live stream only code tonight from Kitch. So of course I am, associated with Kitch. I will say that we're not sponsored by them tonight, but I do have a code with them. There is a 10% off code for these satin. This is the one that both of my daughters asked for. If Joe was still over there, I would have him grab it out of the other daughter's basket as well. Coincidingly, this is the same one that I have on my bed right now, which is why both of my girls wanted it. I thought for sure they were going to want this one, which is the Harry Potter one that I got for Christmas. There's a couple of things that I want to note about why I specifically really love these Kitch satin pillowcases, especially for kids as well. Because if you've got kids like I do, that in the morning you're looking at their hair going, what did you do last night? Like, did you let rats build a nest in your hair? Like, were you fighting dragons at night? Like, what's up with your hair? This is going to really, really help them, which is why they're in their Valentine's Day baskets, because I realized, okay, they both need to be laying on these because their hair is atrocious. These are super, super soft. What's nice is they do zip on one side around the full pillow, so they're not going to slide off of the pillow at night. I've had other satin pillowcases before that when I put them on there and then I go to sleep, somehow the pillowcase is over there and the pillow's over there, and I don't have either one of them under my head. This is not that way. I have these on multiple pillows on my bed right now myself. These are really good for your hair to not get the staticky friction with your hair. If you put product on your hair at night, to make sure that product stays in your hair, soaking in your hair and not on your pillow or into your pillowcase. It's the same as for skincare as well. A lot of us spend a lot of, expensive skincare for our face. Laying on this is going to make sure that it doesn't rub off. Same with kids. If you have a child like I do, that we often have to put some kind of treatment on her face because she's licking, all around, and there's an ointment that has to go on there. You want that ointment staying on their face and not on their pillowcase. So my two wanted these. They said they wanted the leopard. So that is what they were getting for their Valentine's Day. And again, during the time of my live stream, you can click at any time. There is a code right down here, or a button right down here that says claim the code. Make sure that you tap that while I'm live. It will automatically apply to your checkout cart when you go to checkout with one of the Kitch satin pillowcases. All right, Joe, we'll go over. Nope. You want me to go to the next item? Okay. I saw him holding up something, so I wasn't sure if he had it. So we both have one of the bins, and the kids got a lot of the same things. So this is one thing that they do both have. This is the Nasonex Children's. This is a 24-hour. It is both for allergy and congestion. Runny nose, sneezing, itchy nose, and there's 60 sprays in here. Now, we have been, using some other things that the doctor told us to use for a while, but I myself was on the same thing that they were on before. I'm not going to say which one it was, and I switched over to Nasonex, and I have not had any problems, knock on wood. And so I saw that Nasonex made a children's as well, and so I'm going to switch them over to this as well, especially when we're moving out of those snowy months into those rainy, and then it starts becoming spring months. Spring allergies hit my family really, really hard last year, and I think the year before that too, didn't they, Joe? Mm-hmm. So I think this is definitely going to be the way to go. No, kids don't love having this sprayed up their nose, but sometimes you just got to take the lesser of two evils. Do you want to kind of fight them to spritz something up their nose, or do you want to go through a whole-blown like sick season where they might be missing school? Speaking of it being the 6th season, I also want to talk about, we were sponsored in December. Ooh, I just dropped all kinds of stuff. In December by Little Giggles. This is the kids cough, cold, and throat, and this has been our best seller for them. Obviously, I'm sure it's because it's the time of the year, but this has been really, really excellent for my house during the past couple of months. Joe and I have even used these before on live stream to show that they work for adults as well. I was just looking on one of my socials and I had comments from adults asking, do these specifically work for adults as well? And I was laughing saying, yeah, we've even tried them on Amazon Live before. When Joe was coughing, he put one in and then boom, he was good to go. These are homeopathic, so keep that in mind. You can, when you look at the listing page or the box, it will tell you everything that is in here just so that you can see what everything is before you grab these. But these have been excellent. Everything from Little Giggles at our house has been excellent and has been working wonderfully. So we will be a tried and true customer of theirs for quite some time. All right, it's now your turn, Joe.
Back to me after I just spilled my water on myself.
I'm so sorry.
So we have the Welly Bravery bandages. And we first saw these at the store, and they only had one kind. And then we took a look on Amazon, and the kids love the different kinds. The store had like the basic ones, but like on Amazon, you can see like they have unicorns. Our kids love unicorns. And these are kind of those stretchy fabric type bandages. And you can kind of see they have a couple of different styles that come in here in different sizes. Depending on what type of kit you get, that will come with different types of bandages. Sometimes they'll have the square ones. And you can buy refills for these, for the tins. So they're designed so that you can get your first one with a tin, and then you can buy the refill packets that'll go inside here. This one has 48 count, but depending on the sizes and variety of bandages, I'll have varying counts per pack. Kids love them. And then we're going to move on to the next item, which I think kids and adults.
I've been stealing this as well. So
kids.
Let me preface before you start. So Joe's not aware of this because, as you can see, Joe has no hair. Okay. All over social media right now, like this whole like rosemary for your hair like craze has been going on. And I was discussing it with my hair stylist the other day who was doing my hair, and I asked her, hey, is rosemary really going to, make my hair grow? Is it really good for my hair? We had a full discussion about it. And now I understand why the girl's hair has been growing like weeds.
We're not going to talk.
I'm not going to say that it grows, and that's not even what we got it for. But if you've been following the rosemary craze, listen up on this specifically. Go ahead.
So this has nothing to do with the rosemary craze, but why we bought this.
Yes, there's a different reason why we bought it.
Is if you get some of the different sprays for the kids' hairs, prevent lice. Some of them don't have the best smell. Some are very strong, like minty, pepperminty smell, because that'll keep away. If you want a different alternative smell, rosemary smells really good in cooking. It smells really good in general. This is a lighter smell. Now, not only is it going to be repelling bugs, but this is also a conditioning and detangling spray. And, the kids love the bottle because it's got a little fairy tale castle on it. And they can spray it in their hair themselves, and they're not going to smell ridiculously strong of some type of bug repellent type smell of essential oil. But, the kids love it. It lasts a long time.
It does.
When you do a couple spritz in their hair every morning before they go out or before they go to school. And, if it's just a preventative measure, because both of our kids are younger, and younger kids are more likely to be a little dirty and getting close to each other and possibly sharing those little bugs and germs that you don't want to have. But at least this will give you a little bit of peace of mind that it'll keep those away.
Right. So when we lived in another state before we lived here, there was a lice outbreak at one of the gym facilities that my kids went to, and I wigged out because I'm going, oh my gosh, we've got so much stuff that I would have to wash and pull and heat and toss, and I was digging through their hair, I was digging through my hair, and that was the moment that I realized, okay, I just need to put something in their hair every day before they go out the door that lice are just going to be, I don't want to go there. And this so far,
gluten, soy, nut, and dairy free,
yes.
By the way.
So if you have all those allergies and all that kind of jazz, this is something too. But this was like sold out for a very long time and it wasn't in stock. And I just recently saw that it came back in stock. And so we had switched and we were using something different for a while. And then once I saw this came back in stock, I immediately had to grab it because it has been our favorite for a very long time. The girls love it. It's a very light scent. I myself even spray it in my hair now. I just kind of lift up the back of my hair, spray underneath my hair, and then I will spray in the air and just walk through it. You can also spray that, like if you have kids in sports where they might be putting on different hats or helmets or anything like that, you can additionally spray inside those hats or helmets as well. You can even spray backpacks, you know, like whatever you think that those type of things might get on. I'm yammering. I see you looking at me. He needs to just chill out.
So we got the Danmu, like multicolor, colorful glass storage jar. Now it's designed for candy. You know, it's like a little candy jar. But the kids love it. They put like the little, you know, dental, you know, floss things for the kids. They have them on their counters. This was a big deal when we split the kids into separate rooms in the last month, and they wanted their own little things for their counters. We had some seashells from a vacation to the keys that they wanted to have on their counters that were down here in Jen's office. So this is just another thing, you know, this is in our littlest little one's room, and she loves it to have it on her counter.
So Joe actually doesn't know this part. So that's also another reason that we haven't really been on live stream that much, because we were literally right after Christmas trying to split the kids into 2 separate rooms and then take everything from the classroom that was there and find new homes for that. It's just been a whole ordeal. But this specifically, my youngest picked out. She's 4, and she calls it her mermaid jar. And I have a very hard time with my kids remembering to floss their teeth after they brush their teeth. And they use these little floss sticks, but when they're in a jar that looks like this, that they think is fancy and it's fabulous, then they want to go get whatever is out of that jar every night. So this just helps them remember to go and floss their teeth after they've brushed their teeth each night when they do it. Now, while that one is like the crystal glass,
this one's acrylic.
This one is not going to break. So if you're worried about them breaking things.
So this is an acrylic apothecary type glass. You know, you could use it for foods, for bath bombs like we do here. Bunch of different cool looking bath bombs. This again is from our little one's room. And, you know, she loves all kinds of bath bombs too. And she wants to be able to see them on her counter. And they make different sizes and shapes of these.
They do.
So, I mean, but it's just a nice one. If you're worried about your little ones, you know, you want their headbands in these, for example. We had headbands everywhere, or little hair ties. You know, this is a great option because it's easy for them to open. They can pull out what they want, and then they can put it back. And if it falls on the floor, you're not getting glass anywhere.
Yep. Yeah. I will say that was one of the selling points for me on that set that I have tagged right there. Both of my girls got one in their room. One of the girls has all like her little, you know, like bracelets and kind of things in it. My other one loves bath bombs and soap. For whatever reason, bath bombs and soap are like toys to her. So she wanted to be able to see them and make sure nobody had taken any of her bath bombs. I took the third one into my room and I put all of the Epsom salt that I use when I take a bath down, you know, to kind of scoop it out and put it down in the tub. And again, they're just very easy open and close, and they're shatterproof, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's also something that they got, and they got it ahead of time for Valentine's Day. Also for Valentine's Day, I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. While we were splitting their rooms up, they asked could they have a book nook or like a little reading corner in their room. And so, of course, you know, I'm going to go look online and see what other people are doing and what looks good and what I can grab. And I have all of that tagged for you in this live stream tonight as far as like the floating shelves that I use. I set them up each for right now, a little love book nook. And I got all kinds of different, you know, Valentine's Day type books to let them have for that book nook. Now, the Amelia Bedelia books at our house are huge. They obviously make all kinds of Amelia Bedelia at all kinds of reading levels as well. But these have been probably one of the top asked for things at my house. We started out with some of these I can read ones so that my oldest can read and she can read to me and my youngest as well. And then now we have progressed into some of these bigger ones. And these are just really nice books. There's really great pictures in here, and the words are big enough that if you have a upcoming reader or someone who's just starting out to read, you can even let them read this to you. And it's a really nice quality, big, thick book. So it looks really nice up on the bookshelf as well. Joe has the other one.
It's Amelia Bedelia's First Valentine. Now this one's for a little bit more advanced. You know, the words are a little smaller, but it's very colorful. It's got a lot of different pictures and themes. You know, our older one loves stuff like this, where she can look at the pictures. The little one likes it too because she can imagine stories even if she can't read. Oh,
she reads it to you based on the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, but they love this kind of thing. And then this one also, kind of for our little one's name is Poppy.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of, I will always love you, Poppy. And it's kind of one of those books where it goes full circle from when, you know, the little daughter is born and mother and daughter through their life. And then the daughter has a baby. And then she'll always be, you know, your little Poppy. Yeah. And, you know, so that'll be a good one for
It's one of those books that kind of get to you, like another one that we're going to go over in a little bit. Yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, I'll show you guys in just a little bit when I get to it, the book corner that we set up for them. But all of the books that we're going to show you tonight are things that we set up for that. This next one that Joe's going to be showing you is something that when we split rooms, the large bag that we had went to, well, it really wasn't a large bag, but a bigger bag went to one child's room. And then it was like a fight over who was going to get to play with them. And so they used some of their own Christmas gift cards that they got to get these. And I honestly can tell you guys, these are absolutely fabulous to keep kids busy. They're interacting, they're learning, they're not sitting on a tablet, they're not looking at a TV, they're being imaginative, they're building, and like you can go cook dinner.
So we got to tell them what it is. It's
okay, go ahead.
Magnetic tiles, these long intros, and just people want to know what it is to buy it. The A-Funks magnetic tiles, this is the 130-piece set. Just to preface, this is not the bag that comes with it. This is one of the little bags we have to hold all the pieces that come with. But it's very easy for them to kind of pull out, you know, get them together in different spots. You know, the little magnets will come together. You can do them any way you want. And then they do this better than I do. But they can try to make these little boxes.
I mean, I've built whole castles with Eiley before. With my oldest, we have like
but they love
built
these.
A home for her hamster, not a real hamster, but a little toy hamster.
Like they like making these little shapes, and I'm doing this all wrong because I'm not the one sitting on the floor playing with these all the time.
But they love them, and so it's so funny because they each have what we're calling a play rug in their room. And they take turns kind of taking their bag of magnetiles to the other one's room and then doing this whole competition of who can build the greatest thing with the magnetiles.
It works better if you have a flat surface, by the way.
It does. It does. But, I mean, it's really one of those things where it's super simple to do. I really feel like any age level, I mean, it says it's for ages 3 and up, but honestly, I feel like our youngest would have been doing this at 2. And it's one of those things where I was just thinking the other day about how we're probably going to have these for a long time because they're also almost like a sensory type thing. Thank you guys for the follow. For everybody who's tapping follow right now, thank you so much for following.
Storage-wise, they all stick to each other too, so they can get into a smaller spot.
Yep. We decided to put them in this clear bag where she could still see them.
But it also comes with other things. Like they can build. They know how to build better than I do with this, trust me. But it has little windows and doors that come with it. This one has a little balcony on it. So they have all kinds of different types of shapes and sizes that they can use. And if you take a look at the back, you can kind of see some of these things that you can put together. Obviously, it's for 3+, but 40+, apparently, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, but it does work quite well. You can make different shapes and castles. And by the way, it'll keep them busy for hours. They'll just sit on the floor playing with it.
Which is absolutely fantastic because There's been days where I've been really trying to get stuff done, get things done on deadlines. He's at work, he's busy, he's going to be late.
And you mentioned that we have 2 of these sets because each one of them had to have one.
We do have 2 of these sets. Because it's just a bigger set and they're absolutely fantastic. My mom bought the first set for one child, and then we ended up just buying another set for ourselves. Now the next item, I need to do more because it is a workout. It is a workout.
So this is fun for the family. We got 2022. Why didn't we get 2023? Well, it was on sale. So the music, I think they would good too.
They would recognize those
songs.
Like
Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, it's got Taylor Swift on here too, Billie Eilish, The Weeknd.
Yeah.
So it's got a bunch of different things that they like. Great colors. It's got a kids mode. It's got a regular mode. It's got the ability to, via their their online gaming type community, to add more to it. You can buy additional songs and things like that. If there's one gripe I do have, it's for Nintendo. You need to stop not including manuals. I grew up in a time where they gave you a game manual where you didn't have to try and figure out how to do everything by playing around. Like, that's one thing that, as a parent, it may take you a little while to figure out how to do this, but once you do see how to do it and you start going through it, anybody can have fun. You can take different turns. It has up to 6 players that you can have when you're using your TV. And it also has online play. So you got a couple of different options you can do with your friends.
And I will tell you all, so I sat back, and just kind of let them figure it out, let them figure out how to do it. They were all up there dancing. I was laughing, like watching them kind of all jump around the room. And then they were doing dance offs, versus dad. Well, then they said, well, now I want to do dance off versus mom. And now I want mom to go versus dad. And you've never seen someone more competitive than Joe when he thinks that he might not be the top scorer or the high scorer for a game. And so I don't think I've ever seen my husband dance quite like he was dancing when we were doing this. So it really is just fun, and it's fun for the whole family as well. So if you like to do kind of like game night type things, this is for the Nintendo Switch. We do have that console at our house, and it's been really great. I mean, I think it's probably one of our
Just Dance 2022.
Just Dance 2022. The next item I'm going to go over, this is something that my mother also had to buy after she saw it at my house. She was like, okay, no, those are great. I'm going to need a giant pack of those for my house. These are a paint stick, and I first saw these when we went to a library event with my kids. I didn't even know that these existed. They are absolutely fabulous. They dry almost immediately. So I'm going to show you all over here on a white piece of paper that I got out. This is one that just has, I think, 12 classic colors. They also make it, of course, in other ones as well. I'm going to take just this green one right here because it's on the end. And when you pull it out, this is what it looks like. It almost looks like those makeup thick, chunky, like crayons.
Stick. It looks like a
lipstick. Glue stick. Oh, it looks like a glue stick to you?
Yeah.
It looks like those like makeups that are supposed to be like blush and lip balm or something to me. But Joe says that it looks like a glue stick. And so I'm going to go right over here so that you guys can see. Here's my piece of paper. And I'm going to do this right on here. Now, it looks like paint on the paper. Then when you touch it, there's nothing that comes off on my finger. It doesn't come off at all. They're also, you can, if they do get it on their clothes for some reason, they do wash right out as well. So they say that they are mess-free paints that you can apply effortlessly. And then, of course, if they're like my children and decide that they're going to color their arm or color their shirt or color whatever they're going to color, it will just wipe right off. Joe's going to show you a mat in a little bit that we do have our kiddos use in case, they are painting with these and it gets off of the piece of paper that they're on. And they just wipe up very, very easily just with a quick wet wipe. And then you're good to go on this. So I think these are absolutely fantastic. And I do see that they are, there's a % off of these specifically at the time of my live stream tonight, just so that you guys know that. Okay, I'll set this over here. The next item that I'm going to go over is something that my kids absolutely love as well. This is the Miss Nella nail polish. It is specifically for kids. It is a non-toxic, perfume-free, hypoallergenic, and it peels off. For whatever reason, my children absolutely love to paint their nails, but they also will sit there and pick at it forever in a day. I don't think they closed this one. Now that I'm looking at it, I wonder if it's still any good since they didn't leave it. No, we're still good. They absolutely love painting nails, but they often will start picking at it, and then it drives them crazy that they can't get it off. And so these specifically for me are a win because they are just a quick peel off that you can do. And so while we're talking, what I'll do is I will go back over here on this where I did my mark. I will just quickly paint this nail right here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And they're not overly, dark. They are lighter colors with like lots and lots of sparkles. And so what I'll do is while Joe goes over the next item, I will let this dry, and then I will come back and show you all how it peels off. What is my phone keeps going out. So, okay, the next item I'll let Joe go over, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we can peel this off.
All right, we got the Whiskware stackable snack containers. This has 3 compartments, and it's really nice because each compartment unscrews. If you want to put different snacks in different parts. You can also pull them apart into different sections. If you don't want to have all 3 snack containers, you can do that too, but each one of them pulls off. The bottom 2 are about the same size. I think they are the same size. And then the top one's a little smaller if you want to put something that's a little bit...
I need to start filling those for school pickup.
Sweet snacks in top, so there's less of them. And it's got a little stackable handle too that you can
do
put
a dip in the top.
You can put it on or not if you want the handle on there. Kids love it. They'll take it around, and they'll bring it with us if we go to the zoo, if we're on a car ride. It's something that they like to bring with them. And this is the Star Wars one, but they have Disney Princess, they have Harry Potter.
They got all kinds of Star Wars and different characters. I need to start loading those when I pick my kids up from school, because every day both of them want a snack as soon as they get in the car, and then whatever I've brought is not what they want. They're being real fussy after school. And so these are really great. They fit in a cup holder in a car. They also fit in the cup holder of car seats and booster seats. So I'm going to start filling those for the end of the day. All right, go ahead.
You got your next 2 books coming up. So the one over here is Love from the Very Hungry Caterpillar. So if you love that Hungry Caterpillar book, it's a classic. Our kids have it, that Carlisle book that I think pretty much every kid has had growing up lately, along with a couple others. But this is one that's kind of geared towards more of, Valentine's Day. It's got the same type of pictures you would expect from a Carlisle book, very bright, very colorful, very simple for the kids, and very simple words too that they can start to read through.
Well, and before you move on, the reason that I like that book as well is I do have a little caterpillar stuffy that sits next to this on her bookshelf. Yep. And because they are very simple words like that, it's easy for her to my 4-year-old to almost memorize what each page says. And then she will try to read it back to me. And it's amazing how accurate she is as far as reading it back when it is simple like that.
And then this is one of the many Little Blue Truck books that we have. I think we have, is it Halloween and Christmas? This one is the Valentine book. Again, not too complex words, maybe more so for our older one, our 7-year-old. But great pictures, a little bit of metallic colors on some of them. It's just something that... the kids like to read. We have some seasonal books that we'll bring out throughout the year so that the girls have kind of a rotation in their room.
It drives Joe insane. Let me just tell you guys that we have seasonal books. But I feel like the reason they asked for the little reading nook and book nook in their room is so that would be a decoration in their room for the different holidays. Because I've even got stuff coming up for Easter, St. Patrick's Day, and then during the summer, they have all kinds of different bluey books and things like that I can put out as well. All right, the next item I'm going to go over is just something that I'm not sure what that is. I don't know what, I'm not sure. Linda, I'm not sure what that is. This is the next thing I'm going to go over. These are the Heart sunglasses. These are really big this year, both for adults and children. And so I grabbed some in, I think, purple and pink. I might even have some red ones as well. I grabbed these for them to put in their little baskets because I know that they love stuff like this, and I wanted to make sure that I had it for them. All right, then Joe will go over our next item, which is one of my favorite items.
So we have these in a variety as well. I know we have a pumpkin. I can't remember what one of the other ones is. This one is the one, it's a heart, a mini heart waffle maker. It's about a 4-inch heart, but you can use it for like hash browns, you know, and what is it, chaffles are the things that you do, the keto chaffles. Mm-hmm. So there's a couple of, and it's relatively small. It's even a little bit smaller than this box, so it's easy to store too, mm-hmm. If you do want to have a couple of different things for the holidays for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, we have, like Joe said, a couple of those. I have a turkey, a gingerbread man, a tree, I have a heart, I have just a round one as well. And back when I was making chaffles all the time, which is not a waffle, but it's just egg, cheese, some almond flour. It is a keto version of a waffle. I was also making extras for myself to eat burgers with. And so having just a little like iron like this to just, you know, shell those out very quickly is really easy to do. The kids like doing it as well. You just have to kind of be a little more careful with them just because it does get hot. But I love those little mini makers. They're one of my favorite things. All right, the next item is something that I got for my kids because every single day in the car, my youngest falls asleep on the way to go get her sister. So
the Bear Love seatbelt cover for kids.
Yep.
And the nice thing about this is it's Velcro. So you pop the seatbelt in there, and like our oldest, she does have the crossbody right now. Mm-hmm. She is in a booster seat. So let's say this is right here. If they fall asleep, their head's going to fall right onto it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, for the 5-point harness, it's a little bit harder, but you can squeeze them in there.
Squeeze
I think
it in there.
The other one, what is the other shape that she has for her?
They do have these in other shapes as well. It's like a unicorn or something.
Yeah, and that fits a little bit more. It's not as long as this one, so that fits a little bit more closely in there. So she likes this one, the older one does, because it fits in her chair, and if she falls asleep, she'll...
Well, and if you travel a lot or your kids fall asleep in the car a lot, I mean, honestly, this is something that I would even steal from them probably so that I would have something, you know, to kind of put my head on in the car and sleep. So this is the one that they asked for. I don't really know if it's a unicorn or a dinosaur unicorn or what it is, but they absolutely love it, and they think that it's wonderful. Okay, the next item that I'm going to go over, this is what I've been telling you guys, and just so you know, Joe, you are also on the screen while I talk through the next few items. So this is the corner of my youngest room now, and so there was a couple of different things that they asked for in their room, which one was like to have a little chair with a little reading nook, and so they also asked for a canopy. And I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do that canopy because the kids still do go back and forth to each other's rooms, you know, jumping in each other's beds. And I didn't want to put something over the bed right now because I thought they might start pulling on it and then we would have a problem with it like coming out of the roof. So what I opted for was to put this canopy over in the corner, and it kind of cascades down over a round rug that she has, which is right here. Let me tag that. A round rug that she has with some pillows, and then she does have a like canvas tote of some of her smaller soft toys that she likes to get up underneath there, put the canopy around her to feel like she's just in there kind of having playtime to herself. The other thing that they really both love and they have in their room is I got these floating shelves. They each got 2. This is a set of 4, and it does say that there's a deal on it right now at the time of my live stream, just so that you guys know. They're very easy to install. Now, Joe had to install them. So what were the steps that you would say people need to know about installing them?
I mean, I think you just need to make sure you keep the cutout that they give you with it. That it also comes with like this little level, like this little tiny level that you can tape to the top of it. And that way you can get, you know, kind of get your mark on one side, level it out, and then put a mark on the other. So that way you get it pretty even. They're fairly easy to put together, not too many parts. And, then once you get them on the wall, you may have to adjust how far out the screws are on each side so that you get a nice flush fit against the wall.
Okay. And so that's where we have all of the books that we've been showing you all, and their little love books. You can see there's a little caterpillar at the top, and then the caterpillar book sits up there right next to that. And then she can go over and just kind of select what books she wants us to read for the night, or that she would like to sit underneath her canopy and look at. I will say that this rug that is down underneath the canopy that you're looking at is a very light pink color. It is the softest, like just plushest little rug. She absolutely loves it. We ended up getting the same brand and a larger rug for her room as well, just because she really liked the way that it felt. So if you're looking for something that's kind of plushy for like sensory reasons for them to sit on, then that might be a great option. Okay, moving on. Something that my children also fight over in my house is socks. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird, but they do. And so they're also getting these. These are the Jeffries socks for girls. Each one is a 2-pack. They're a non-skid. This one is the one that is tagged right now with the unicorns and then also the rainbows on the other side. During the cold months at my house, everybody's fighting over what they call sleep socks. And of course, when we split rooms, my youngest took all of the sleep socks to her room, and then it became a big fight. And so these are actually from Grandma, they're Gigi. These are from their Gigi, and they're going into their Valentine's Day baskets so that everybody has 2 extra pair, and there's no more fighting over them. So that is something that I do recommend grabbing as well. If you are potty training with kids, this next item is a biggie. These are a waterproof lined, and you can see underneath here, a waterproof lined pant. These are a sleep pant that you can get. What I really like about these is they have a stretchy top so that you know that it's not kind of pushing into your child too much, especially in their little tummy. They do fit looser as well, especially, in the pants themselves, so that you know that it's not too tight on them. But if they do happen to have a little accident, it's going to hold it in with these so that it doesn't become one of those things where you have to go upstairs and go change the whole bed out for somebody because they just had an uh-oh or an accident. Now, again, knock on wood, we have not had that happen at my house, which is absolutely fantastic. But I do highly, highly, highly recommend these if you are trying to do the potty training overnight. Another thing that we couple with this when we're doing that are these suckers from Little Giggles. So because we've had really great success with all of the cough and the travel and the calming suckers, we have also been using the Better Bladder for bedwetting suckers. And we kind of have a routine with my youngest right now where she goes upstairs and gets her pajamas on. This is part of her pajamas. She might have, her nightgown on, and this goes underneath of it. She will grab a sucker, and then she knows that she gets to eat that sucker while we're reading our book. Once the sucker is finished, we brush teeth, she goes potty one more time, and then we go to sleep. And so between these 2 things at night, we've been getting all the way through the night. I honestly, again, knock on wood, cannot remember the last time she has had an accident or we've had to change her sheets out, aside from her spilling snacks she wasn't supposed to have up in her room in her bed. So these potty training parents, if you're trying to get through the night and get them to where you're not in there changing sheets all the time, grab these 2 things together. Trust me, they've been working fantastic at my house. Okay, the next thing I do want to show, because I did have someone tell me, oh gosh, I didn't know that the basket that I showed at the beginning of the live stream was that big. I don't give my kids that much stuff. Here is an additional little basket that you can get. It is shaped like a heart, has a little handle, and then it is a little bit smaller. And I believe what I have tagged is a set of 2, just so that you guys know and that you can have those and use those as well. The next item Joe's going to go over, and I do want to say that at the time of our stream, I do know that these have a % off, and that % off will be valid while we are live.
It's the Butler's Silicone Kids Art Mat, and it's pretty big. What is this? About 20 inches across, and then you got another ruler up the side, 16 inches tall. One of the nice things is it has this removable, I'll call it a cup.
Magnetic cup. There you go.
Pop it out. It does stick to the little matching heart shape right here. Usually because this is designed kind of for like watercolors and paints, because it's very easy to clean. You can fill this as like kind of your water dish. It's got different textures at the bottom, so you can take your paintbrush and scrub that out. It's got a couple of different paintbrush holders on this side, and then it's got a 10 spot for different colors in the wells here, and then another one over here with 7 in the shape of a flower. But it's not just for like arts and crafts that you can use this. Our kids have gotten better in the last about 6 months, but for the better part of 6 years, our oldest and then our youngest, when she joined us, were the messiest of eaters. So these are also good to put in front of, you know, your kids' place, or as a kid's placemat, and they fold up so they can fit in a small go bag for your kids. But it's great. It's easy to clean. They covered this in paint, and you can wipe it all off.
Rinse it off, wipe it off. What's really great is, so when my oldest was really young, I used to get those disposable mats like everywhere we would go eat. And I really wish that I would have had this, because I could have put like her little tiny snacks like up in the wells, or put it in like the cup, and then, you know, move the cup around because you can take it off and move it closer to them. And then because it does wipe clean really easily, I would have loved to have these in like my baby bag and just gotten it out so that I knew she was eating on a clean space. It is a food grade silicone, so they can be put in the top shelf of the dishwasher as well. We just hand wash ours with soap, or wipe it with a baby wipe or germ wipe. And we've not had any problems with it at all. But it is a very thick mat, so it's not your, you know, thin mat that when you hold it up you can see through. So it is a really nice quality on that. And for kids in school, they come home with all kinds of projects that they're going to be gluing and taping and cutting, and they've got to measure stuff, and they got to use paint, or they got to use crayons and markers. And for the sake of your furniture and your table and your counter, it's just great to just get one of these and go ahead and invest in that. Another thing that I want to show you that's also from the Butler, this is also something that we've used for years. We still use it to this day, because as Joe was saying, that our kids are super, super messy when they're eating. And a lot of times we have them in nicer outfits that, you know, I personally can resell outfits once my kids grow out of them to have money to buy the next outfits. And so I want to protect those outfits. So they wear these for not only arts and crafts, but they also wear them to eat as well. It is a larger apron, so it is for, you know, honestly, my 2-year-old, because she was larger, could have been in this. But I know they make baby ones. This one is kind of for bigger kids. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old that both wear these. They pick them out in different colors that they want. Because it has this part on the sleeve, it helps keep it down on their wrist so that you cover their entire outfit. It also like Velcros in the middle of their back instead of up by their neck, so that it's not choking them, which is really nice. And then it also has pockets. So if you're doing crafts and things, you can have these pockets. Or if you're going into a restaurant and they are just not going to leave whatever they have in their hand in the car, like they are taking it with them, then fine, let them put it in here in their pocket while they're eating, and no big deal. So these are also have a % off at the time of my live stream that is valid while I am live as well. And these do come in multiple different colors. I think we have all of the colors of these at my house, and we use all of them. Another item from the Butler that we also use, and my children fight over who's going to get what color and when, are these. It has kind of, you know, embossed in here, I guess you call it embossing, or stamped. It says the Butler right here. You can't really see it on the sparkly ones anyway. But if your family has the metal cups, or, you know, the Camelback cups or things like that that go to school, or for me, even my 40-ounce cup will fit on here. And so a lot of these metal cups or aluminum cups or whatever they're made out of, when you know, slam them down on a table, you're going to hear like a cling, which drives a lot of people crazy. It can also damage your furniture as well. And so this just acts like a little water bumper for your cup. So it's protecting your cup. It's protecting, see that's the noise that you normally here when it hits things. And so when you hit down here like that, it's not. What's also nice about this is it does still fit into a cup holder in a car, so that when it's holding, you're not hearing that like rattling of this moving around. It holds it more secure down at the bottom, and that's really nice. I have a French bulldog who loves to have snacks. I actually see one of his little hairs down in here as it is now. And so often he's going to want some water. And if I don't have his bag of stuff and things on me, I can pull this off, put some water down in here to get him some water quickly. Or if it's clean and I haven't been, letting the dog eat out of it, I can, and my kids want some nuggets or some fries or something of what we're having in the front, or a handful of something, and we don't have anything to put it in for them, I will also take this off the bottom of my cup or theirs and put their snack down in here and hand it to them. These are also dishwasher safe on the top shelf as well. And like I said, we have them in multiple colors. They are very bendable and stretchy, and so they fit a numerous range of types of cups and sizes. When you open the listing page, it will show you examples of what type of cups it does fit, in case you're wondering. All right, the next item Joe will go over.
All right, we got charades for kids. So if you love it for adults, your kids will love it too.
It
comes with everything you need. It's got the timer, it's got the die in here as well, and just to kind of give you an idea of what you're dealing with. So it's designed for 3 or more players, 4 and up. It's got things that the kids can easily act out, like whistle or bride or cowboy. And in the next card, you got, let me pull another random one out. We got saw, skiing, ice cube, so, and depending on which one you do, you get a certain amount of points, so depending on the level of difficulty.
Interesting. Yeah, we're going to be playing that either tonight or tomorrow night. I already know, because my oldest has already seen this.
Yeah, because you find out which one you're doing based on rolling that.
Based on rolling, yeah. She is so excited to play this. The next item I am going to kind of preface for you guys. I think Joe has it over by him. We set this up in my oldest room because she is the worst at waking up. I mean, I have to ask her to wake up 4, 5, 6 times, or go back up, remind her again, get on the camera, remind her again.
It's worse in the winter months when it's darker out in the morning.
Yeah. So this is like kind of like another one that we've covered before, but obviously I wanted to grab this one just to see if it was going to work for her before I really splurged on the other one. And I actually really like this one. I have to go through and program it and really figure out all the settings because Joe set it up, so I'll let him talk to you about it first.
So this is the Reacher wood grain sunrise alarm clock. It takes about 5 minutes to set up. It's not too difficult. It does have the time, which can be set into 24 hours or 12 hours, AM, PM. It is adjustable as far as how bright that is. So it's got a little dial on the back that you can adjust. The same thing with the light. You can adjust the intensity. I couldn't tell you what the difference. It's got pink noise, white noise, brown noise. I don't know what pink and brown are. It's your typical white staticky noise, but it does have those 2 other. But then it's got something that just sounds like a fan. If you're used to sleeping with a fan on, but you don't want to have the fan. Then. But then it's got, it's got colors too. So it's got an array of the rainbow down here: white, purple, blue, green, yellow, red. But it also has different sounds: forest, waves, rain, lullaby. I think the lullaby is the one that my oldest likes. Got campfire, crickets, stream, thunderstorm, heartbeat, music box, breathing, summer night. So just the different sounds.
This would even be good with little babies then too.
Yeah.
So this would be one of those things that was almost like something that I've shown before, that it's a nice little light in the room. Can also be a sound machine. Yeah, and then it has the alarm function too. And there's 2 components to that. There's one where if you set the alarm, the noise will gradually increase and you'll hear that. But you can also set it so that if you haven't set that the light turns off after some point, the light will gradually increase along with the sound. I think it's for about 30 minutes, it gradually increases. The light will increase for 30 minutes before.
and hopefully wake them up before the alarm completely goes off.
Like mine does, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do all that manually on it? There's no app?
Yeah, it's all manual, at least from what I can tell. Yeah.
So that's probably the only difference that I can really see between the two that we've had before.
Yeah.
And I might do a comparison, this or that with those two, but I know she likes to have it on all night long, though, doesn't she? Which is an option as opposed to having it be a sunrise.
And surprisingly, she likes the yellow color.
I do not, but, you know, to each their own. I do want to show you all, I told you all before when I was doing this paint on the Nella's nail polish, there we go, that it is a peel off paint. I just want to show you guys really quickly. This is the one that I painted for you all, and you simply kind of pull, and as you can see, it is coming right off of my entire finger. So that is another reason that my kids love this, because if they decide they don't like the colors there, I did another finger just so that you know, while Joe was talking a little bit ago, because I wanted to see if our pink, even though it was left open, was still good, and it is. And so there we go. They both pulled right off of my finger, and then you can just kind of take these. You don't have anything left on your finger. These, I just think that nail polish is very, very child friendly. And so I am perfectly okay buying that anytime they want new colors. Okay, the next item I will go over, and so Joe covered a book before that, he was saying it's kind of, from when the baby was born and the relationship between the mother and the daughter, and then all the way through her having her own kids. And this is one book that I've seen since I was little, and I cannot get through this book without crying. It's a mother and son. It's a mother and son, so you would think that it would affect Joe more, but it doesn't. I don't guess. He hasn't said anything, but my youngest constantly asks to read this at night, and I think that she is just wanting to sit there and look at my reaction, because she starts looking at me instead of the book to see when I'm going to start crying, basically. So this is Love You Forever. My mom read this to me when I was little. Now I'm reading it to my little girls, and it's just one of those books that really, really gets to you, but it is great also for Valentine's Day. Another book that I think is really, really great and super sweet little book is called Love You Always. My sister-in-law, I believe, gave me this at my baby sprinkle or shower for my second one. And so this is her book from her sprinkle or her baby shower that I also read to her as well. And it's just one of those books as well. It's just very, very sweet, very, very cute. And it's just a good reminder to tell your kids that you love them, right? Hug them, give them love, all that good jazz. Because that's what we're here for as parents. You want to go over the next one, Joe? You're already holding it. Yeah, I got the Little Giggles. It's the Sleepy Time Snooze for insomnia. And you'll notice that the box is a little wonky. Well, we got little gremlins that when they heard they can have a lollipop, for, to help them go to sleep, just didn't even have time to get to these, and they just tore the whole box. Yep. Mainly our little one, not the older one. But they love the blue flavor, which I think is blueberry. Eileen likes the yellow because she says it tastes tropical. She says it tastes like she's at the beach. Yeah. But essentially, before we got the kids on a schedule for school routinely, which not this school year, but the previous school year was probably the first time. And then, of course, we got them on a schedule. Then summer hits. And of course, 2.5 months of no schedule, and then they both go back to school within a week of each other. Mm-hmm. And one of them has to go back to school a week before the other. So, hey, how come I can't stay up? Or this one's staying up, or they can't go to sleep because they're used to staying up late. This was great, and they love the flavor, and the thing is that it's just a little bit of white medication on the outside of the lollipop, and the biggest thing I can say is they willingly take it. It's not like other medicine where they don't want to take it out of a cup or anything else. We have to hide these from them, actually, because they would sit and hoard them all and hide them under their pillows. But it works. They relax, and at least they did. They don't always take these anymore. We're working working on the night
bladder control, and
Bladder control.
obviously we did use the coughed ones on the live stream a couple weeks ago as
We
well. I'm still finally getting over my cough. But, this works. I mean, there are little remedies that you can use for, it's not a lot of money, not a lot, for your kids to have to
Well,
take
there's
it.
no melatonin
Yeah.
in the sleepy time ones, which I don't like giving that to my kids. To each their own, but I don't like giving melatonin to my littles, and I've never wanted to give them that to try to force them to go to sleep.
Yep.
And this is homeopathic, and so when we give the younger one the better bladder, when she's getting ready for her nighttime routine, to make sure that we're not going to, go potty in the bed, a lot of times when you're little and you're not used to holding in that long, you want to make sure that you're not having issues as well. And so we do give her this one. Then of course my oldest is coming out like around the doorway, like, well, am I going to get one too? And so that's when we get the sleepy time snooze out for her. Not that she even needs help falling asleep anymore, because the kid loves to sleep. I think she's going through a growth spurt. But these are both of the ones that are in the blue box. I just really feel like are good to have. I will say that the ones that have helped my house absolutely the most were the cough, cold, and throat, and Joe and I.
Or the cough only ones.
Or there's also a cough only as well. They also have a mother's morning sickness. They also have anxiety, a travel one.
Keep calm.
They have a keep calm anxiety one. We have used the keep calm quite often with our youngest lately, because she does have a day where she is at home while the other is at school right now. And it's like those days, it's like she doesn't know what to do with herself, and she's just kind of constantly circling. And so a lot of times I'll get those keep calm ones out for her, get those magnetiles out that we showed you, get a lot of these books out, really just kind of keep her in her own little imagination, in her own little world, while keeping her calm while her sister's at school.
And you got to notice that one of the things we're not saying is we have to give it to them every day or every night.
And we don't.
No, this is something that you use as an aid when, they're having trouble sleeping. You don't have to give it to them every night so they keep going to sleep every night at the same time. Maybe they were up with watching a movie. Maybe they had too much sugar during the day, but
too much excitement.
The same thing for the anxiety one. It's not something you have to give them all the time. It's just something when they're having a little episode, and it helps them get to where they're in their safe spot and their comfy spot.
Well, and they think that it's something special too. I mean, there's no sugar in these. But we do still have them brush their teeth after they've had them at night, especially. But during the day, like if you just say, hey, would you like to have a sucker? It's like, which ones? And then when you show them that they're coming from these boxes, they're like, oh, is there still a blue one? Is there still a yellow one left? I want that one, So these have just been really great at my house, and they've been a big hit. Now, the last two things that I'm going to cover, and this is simply because one of my online communities will come and randomly watch a live stream back that I've done, and then they'll say, hey, where did you get your headband? Where did you get your outfit that you were wearing? And I have to physically go look and see what I was wearing, and then try and go find it for them. And so I just went ahead and tagged it to this live stream for everybody. Of course, since we are covering Valentine's Day, I did wear my Valentine's Day heart headband that is found it on Amazon. It does say that it has a % off at the time of our live stream, and it is absolutely fabulous. I think it's a really, really great quality, especially for kind of like what you're getting on here. And I haven't had anything fall off or anything like that, which is great. Another item that I have seen all over one of my social medias that tags mostly fashion lately, especially for Amazon fashion, is this dress. They're calling this a Valentine's Day dress. Personally, I feel like you could wear this all the way through summer and fall as well. So if you got it now and you wore it out on your date night, because it's got the pinks and reds and everything, you can still wear it all summer and into fall as well, just because of how it is. It does have a fully smocked top up here all the way around. And so they do, I don't want to say that they run large, but I will say that they do fit larger than what they would normally be. So I don't want to say size down because I did not size down in this, but you do still have a lot of room in this. So I got my normal size and I'm perfectly comfortable in this. I really like how flowy it is. And I will put up some pictures of me head to toe in the outfit as well over on my storefront. So make sure that you tap follow if you're not already, and then you can easily get to my storefront from any of my live streams as well. You can also go to amazon.com/shop/ketosismom to get directly to my storefront at any time. You can bookmark it. I know that it's hard to find a lot of the influencers if you're not currently like actively watching them right now or have their page bookmarked. I wish that there was a better way for you guys to just, open Amazon and be able to search for us. You can also always find me on social media and then click the link in bio on most of the pages to be able to get to my storefront as well. So that is all that we are going to be covering tonight. So I'll have Joe bid adieu and say, everyone, please come back and watch us. We are normally on Friday evenings at 7:30 Eastern. I will let you guys know on social media if we're having to move that around for any reason, but for right now, we are Fridays, 7:30 Eastern, and you can tune in right here on Amazon Live. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.